Mr. Müller, when people buy kybun products, they are advised that they may experience some initial reactions. Is it possible for a new place to start hurting, or for pain in an already problematic place, and the reason for buying the kybun product, to get even worse?
Yes, it's perfectly possible for pain in one area to disappear and to increase a little in another area. Throughout our lives, we can fall into relieving postures, unknowingly placing more strain on one side. We might naturally favour one side when standing. This leads to a relieving posture. With the kybun shoe, strain is distributed throughout the whole body more evenly. There is a study that shows that limping is immediately reduced. When you walk on soft, elastic, springy materials, you even become more symmetrical too. But this can mean that you initially place excess strain on a posture you are unaware of, that developed many years ago. It's like being in the gym for the first time. You might not be able to do 20 or 100 reps straight away. You start with a small number of reps, or use smaller weights to start with. Otherwise, you'll experience initial reactions like sore muscles or aching limbs, for example. And we do want something to change in the body by wearing the kybun shoe or using the kybun mat after all.
You want to deliberately cause these initial reactions with kybun products?
Of course, we don't want to deliberately cause initial reactions, but they can't be avoided if you want to break free of relieving postures to adopt a new pattern of movement. Over the years, there'll be many different patterns in our neuromyofascia. In other words, in our musculoskeletal system. There are different levels of relieving postures, and they all have to go. The body needs to be more symmetrical and more mobile, because sometimes you can't get any further until a problem or complaint has been solved. This means that the body gives you a sign. It may be a pain or fatigue. But there can also be an unpleasant feeling before it starts to hurt. This is a sign and proof that you need to change something.
You and your team are aware of the initial reactions. You're familiar with them. Does every patient experience them? And can the initial reactions last for some time?
When you buy the kybun shoe, you're not buying any ordinary shoe. You're buying a piece of training equipment to improve something about your body. As I already mentioned, we want to encourage this change, and we know that changes happen. That's why our team includes movement scientists, physiotherapists, and doctors also in the field who can advise you. Our shop retailers also know a thing or two, but when they're at a loss, our team is here and can tell you what you need to do if you're feeling some initial reactions.
I can imagine it can be quite off-putting for customers when they first receive an email or information like this. Perhaps you can give us a percentage. How many people suffer from initial reactions? And how many does it work for straight away? That would give us an idea of the figures.
Yes, there are some people who can't tolerate any initial reactions, and we have to find ways of helping them. Our team gives them tips and tries to make it clear to them that the problem is not with the shoe. The shoe is the diagnostic tool, indicating there is a problem in the body. Then you have two options. As the customer, you can either blame the shoe, or you can accept that something needs to change in your own body. But I have to say that the numbers are pretty small. I would say that out of 100 customers who buy a kybun shoe, 95 or 80 of them have no initial reactions. Then there are about 10 who do have initial reactions, but who see this in a positive light and can deal with it well. Then there are about 5 who need longer to get over the initial obstacle of the first reactions. And then there are very few who are unwilling to accept them. I think that's a shame. They have decided to change something about their bodies, but they then try to lay the blame on the shoe. But we also note that almost everyone ends up being satisfied in the long term, and recognise that in exceptional cases there may be new pain in order to be able to start the healing process.
With your many years of experience, what would you advise someone who is having initial reactions? What can they do?
The best thing to do is to use the advisor section of our website. You can get in touch with one of our team who has extensive experience and a background in this specialist area. Contact us by email first of all. In most cases, 2 or 3 tips by email are sufficient. Otherwise, get in touch by phone or drop in to see us. You can also send us videos. We'll then have a look to see whether the issue lies with your posture or gait. We think we go above and beyond to help customers who have decided to buy a kybun shoe to be as satisfied as possible.
You said before that kybun products are pieces of training equipment. Are there any factors you have to bear in mind when integrating kybun products into your everyday life?
As I mentioned, 8 out of 10 people have no issues and are impressed straight away when they walk in their kybun shoe and notice how their body is changing for the better. We advise the others to get in touch with our specialists. You can, of course, also have a look on our website and see what you should do if you have a knee problem or things to bear in mind if you have a back problem. With a back problem, you walk more quickly and you should soon reach a gentle trot. With a knee problem, it's precision that counts. But all these factors are pointed out on the website, and you can also find corresponding exercises in the relevant advisor section.
You likened it to going to the gym earlier. At the gym, everyone has to see for themselves which weights they can lift and the number of reps that are right for them. Is it similar with the kybun shoe? Or can new customers start wearing the kybun shoe straight away, for the whole day, and it works? Or does it depend on the individual case?
Your kybun retailer can give you some great tips. For most people, it works automatically, like I said. Otherwise, it's a case of trying things out slowly. I can't say it takes an hour, 2 hours, or less than 30 minutes. Similarly, I wouldn't say to someone I didn't know in the gym, you should take 10 kilograms or 50 kilograms. It's best to try it out yourself. If you can feel it becoming unpleasant or walking is becoming an effort, take a break for 30 minutes and then carry on. In the vast majority of cases, the problem, i.e. the unpleasant feeling, disappears. Just carry on and test out your limits, without exceeding these to start with in the first 1 or 2 weeks.
Customers are advised that they may experience initial reactions. Are there any complaints or pains where there's no point having a kybun product?
I would only say a kybun shoe or mat is pointless if the person can't walk around barefoot on soft elastic moss or loam, springy loam that gives. If you can't walk on such a surface, then I would advise against the kybun shoe. Otherwise, I would recommend kybun shoes to everyone.
Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Müller.
Thank you.